So how does one ensure justice for rape victims in a country where approximately 90 sexual assaults are taking place every day? Instant justice, is that the only way to deal with rapes? Is the judicial system far too slow? Are fast-track courts that the governments have set up at the center and state simply not delivering? Joining me now is Rimjim Sinha. She's a social science researcher at Presidency University, Kolkata. I'll be joined by Tanveer Ahmed Mir, senior criminal lawyer. Miran Chadda Borwankar is former police commissioner of Pune. And Swapna Pramod Kode is advocate at the Mumbai High Court. I appreciate all of you joining us. I want to come to you, Miran Borwankar, first. Do you believe that instant justice is the way forward? There's already question marks over what happened in Assam. One of the suspects allegedly was trying to escape, fell into a pond and has died. Do you believe that short-circuiting the legal process, we saw it in Telangana a few years ago, for a rape victim was killed in an alleged encounter? Is encounter justice in rape cases acceptable to anyone?
No. To my mind, it is definitely not the solution. But I would like to quote a commissioner of police Mumbai when the organized criminals had gone out of control. He said, I know it is a wrong medicine, but that's the one which is working. So people are so sick of criminal justice system, which has a pendency of 50 million cases. When we should have 50 judges per million, we have 20. When we should have 220 constables, police officers per 1 lakh, we have 150 or 160. So when we are not investing, when we are going in for quick fix solutions, then naturally people have lost their patience and they are seeking instant justice.
No, is there pressure therefore on the police also? Is the police under pressure to deliver instant justice? As you said, there is anger among the public. The public is angry. The public has no problem, it seems. At least a large section of it has no problem with this idea of instant justice, even if it short circuits a legal process. You've got a chief minister of Bengal saying, hang the guilty. You've got other political leaders also talking about capital punishment in such cases. So you've got capital punishment pressure on one side, and you've got the police also under pressure to deliver some kind of instant justice.
Yeah, sure. I have had officers telling me, Madam, या केस चा काहीच होणार नाही. इस केस का एंड में कुछ नहीं होने वाला, उड़ा दो. So people and police both are losing patience. And let me tell you, the 6,000 deployment which we will have tomorrow for bandobast in Kolkata should have been investigating house breakings, murders, rapes, cases of sexual assault. So a policeman is so overburdened with detection, prevention, and these law and order duties that yes, they have come to me and they have said, the only way is instant justice. It's so difficult for police leadership to control its own officers.
You're saying officers themselves are saying udalo. Is that what you're telling me? That officers say, sir, udalo?
This happened to me when I was joint CP crime. Yes, officers did say, Madam, काहीच होणार नाही ह्या केसेसच्या शेवटी सुटून जातील. Ma'am, nothing will happen. These accused will go free. The only way out is finish them off.
Okay. Let me come to Rimjim Sinha for a moment. Rimjim Sinha, you're hearing a voice of a police officer who says there is anger among public that puts pressure on police. Udalo. You know, kill, instant justice should be delivered. Forget about judicial processes that take too long. Would you support that in a case like Kolkata? Would you support capital punishment through a fast-track court?
I don't think I will support that, because after realizing that I'm a woman and apparently a second-class citizen in the country that I've grown up in, I have seen a lot of cases related to sexual assault, related to violence against women, being sentenced to death for the criminals who have been arrested. So I have not seen the cases of rape stop after that. I have not seen women being safer after that. So capital punishment does not seem like the medicine to all these problems to me. So I do not agree with that. I understand the rage. I understand that a lot of us women have to go through and experience a lot of forms of harassment every day that we step out of our house, or even if our own families, from the people we know and from strangers as well. But capital punishment has not proved itself as the right medicine to these problems. I really think structural changes could bring that, not only one justice to, or capital punishment as justice to one case.
Okay, let me just put out a graphic at the moment. Rape cases disposal by courts in 2022. Just take a look at the numbers, because these numbers will tell you why there is so much of frustration. Cases sent for trial in that year were 26,508. Total trial cases 1,98,285. Convicted 5,067. That's 2.6. Acquitted 12,062. 6.1%. This is as per the NCRB. So Tanveer Ahmed Mir, there's a sense that even if a case goes into trial, either the accused could get away for lack of evidence, and it's only 2.6% cases that actually result in conviction. So there is pressure therefore from society, as Miran Borwankar said, even on the police, udalo. I'm using that word again and again because that in my sense reflects a certain desire for instant justice.
Any police officer, Rajdeep, who says udalo should be dismissed there and then and cannot be encouraged by any stretch of imagination. If Madam Commissioner said that I have had officers telling me कि इस केस का क्या होगा बाद में accused acquit हो जाएगा उड़ा दो, she needed to dismiss that officer there and then and initiate a disciplinary inquiry against him. Well, let me tell you an example, Rajdeep. I defended Kuldeep Singh Sengar in the Unnao rape case. As against the order of the then Honorable Chief Justice that finished 2 cases in 40 days, we finished it in 32 days. Take any case, let's take this Calcutta case.
Did you have any qualms about, may I just stop you, did you have any qualms about defending someone like Kuldeep Singh Sengar who appeared prima facie and accused in a very heinous rape case?
Why should I have? I am a criminal defense lawyer. The society bestows the responsibility of defense on my shoulders. I'm supposed to defend. That's what democracy and rule of law is all about. In Calcutta case, if the police, are worth their salt, what they should be doing is immediately file a charge sheet. What do you require? You require a DNA positive. You already have a CCTV footage. You need a biology positive. File the charge sheet. Go for a day-to-day trial. And, let the verdict be passed within a month and a half. Justice is served.
You see, that's in what seems to be an open and shut case now in Kolkata, given the fact that even the polygraph test and the CCTV footage, the DNA test, the polygraph test may not have any evidentiary value in a court of law, but the DNA case, the autopsy, the post-mortem, all of them seem to suggest that they found the right accused. My point is, look at the numbers I put up. Only 2.6% cases are resulting in conviction. Naturally, there's anger among people. People believe that with good lawyers like Tanveer Ahmed Mir on the side of the rape accused, they will get away.
No, the point is, are the cops worth their salt? Are they investigating the cases properly? Are they bestowing the responsibility which the society put on their shoulders? If you are compromising the cases in your police stations, if you are not going on the sites and making maps there, if you are saying that we went on the spot, but you are having a cup of tea in your police station, I can understand. You see, there is certainly a problem of lack of infrastructure. Our sub-inspector gets a salary of 55,000 rupees. How many people do we have?
No, you see, this is now passing the buck and saying, the criminal justice...
Sorry, I must come here very strongly.
Yes.
No cop worth his salt in a democracy ruled by the principle of law can ever say that there is a societal pressure. Why did you wear the khaki uniform then? Were you worth it?
I asked you, sir, about the criminal justice system being dilatory. You're saying the police have
right.
much to answer for.
Right.
I'll allow for a moment. Let Miran Borwankar respond to what you've just said, and then I'll come to Swapna Kode. Miran Borwankar, you want to respond? Tanveer Ahmed Mir says, look, first of all, this Uda log cannot work in a democracy. We are a civilized society. Policemen cannot take the law into their own hands. There's a fear that that could have happened in Assam. That's the allegation that is being made, that suddenly someone escapes from custody and drowns in a pond. The fact, though, is the police simply incapable of ensuring convictions in these cases?
So I take a strong objection. Sitting in the air conditioner rooms, you can pass lots of critical comments about police officers and policemen. Of course, we do not allow them to go free and to take lives of people. Police leadership stands by rule of law. We don't allow that. But I was just only mentioning that a policeman or a policewoman is a person. We forget that. We put them for 6,000 of them on duty, when we also expect them a very high standard of investigation, prevention of crime. At the same time, we are asking them to have a monitor women help desk, children help desk, do bandobast, do VIP duties. Please understand, you must have the international standard of 220 police stations per lakh of the population. Then you hold us responsible. I can say with full certainty that most of the police officers do best kind of investigation as per their capacity. But they do lose patience when they see criminals against whom they have filed strongest possible evidence go scot-free.
Can I for a boy? Yes, Tanveer Ahmed Mir, you wanted to respond, and then I'll come to Swapna.
That's right. I agree with Madam Commissioner that the government is not ready and willing and having the wherewithal, political, financial or otherwise, to provide infrastructure and funding in justice delivery mechanism. You see, the lawyers, the judges, the courts, the police officials and law enforcement agency, after all, do a very important job in the society. If you have, for example, go to any criminal court from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Ahmedabad to Dimapur in Nagaland, you will see every court, every judge has on and around, and this is what I'm talking about, a trial court in India, about 80 to 100 cases a day, out of which a judge has around 30 cases for recording of evidence. If evidence starts in 2 cases, you will have 28 adjournments in the court on evidence cases alone. That is the problem that is faced on account of political non-bill in not giving us adequate infrastructure. But at the end of the day, it's not a point. Even if we lack infrastructure, what is your will? What is your will? Your will has to be that we'll see in a case of rape. Rajdeep, allow me to say this. Why are you wasting your time on polygraph in a rape case? Is polygraph admissible in a court of law? No. Is brain mapping admissible in a court of law? No. Is narcoanalysis admissible in a court of law? No. All you need in order to convict the man in this Calcutta case is DNA positive. Appoint a special prosecutor. Let me tell you one thing. I can give you a challenge on my side. If you give me this charge sheet with the kind of evidence I have in 15 days, I'll give you a life sentence in 2 months flat.
You're saying, give me this charge sheet, I will put the charge sheet in place in 2 months flat. In a case like Kolkata,
I will give you a conviction in 2 months.
Okay, you will give a conviction, of course, depending in the hope that the judge also will be as will be as obliging. But Swapna Pramod Kode, you're an advocate in the Mumbai High Court. Okay,
court will never ask us.
We've seen.
Never say that.
Okay,
I'm to adjourn the matter by 4 months.
Okay,
where there is a will, there is a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Swapna Kode, what has been your experience as a young lawyer there in the Mumbai High Court? Is there willingness for these fast-track courts to work effectively? Government is saying we've actually worked rather effectively in fast-track courts. Is that your experience?
Yes, sir. This is my experience. Courts are willing to work in fast-track court, but for a trial to conduct, there are 4 components: the judge, the prosecution, the defense, and well as the evidence from the police side. Let me just quote an article which has come in the newspapers in Samna and other daily newspapers on the 25th of August 2024, which states that alone in Mumbai, 34 accused under POCSO have been acquitted because of laxity of the police in the investigation. Taking recent example of the Badlapur case, the police, which has delayed registration of FIR by 12 o'clock, have conveniently manipulated the FIR stating that the victim and her mother reached the police station at 9 o'clock, and we have registered the FIR in more than 1 hour 30 minutes. Sir, it is not possible to register an FIR in more than 1 hour and 30 minutes when there is a statement of a minor involved. In order to cover their own laxes, it is easy to pass the buck on the judiciary. But considering, like my learned senior advocate said, that a judge in Mumbai has at least minimum 80 to 100 matters on the board. Now, many a times the witnesses are not traceable. Witnesses do not turn up. I myself, as a criminal lawyer, is stating an example. Last week, when I was in Vaizapur for a trial, the witness clear-cut said कि कहीं पे crime होऊन झालेला आहे, आम्हाला कशाला बोलवतात. So all components are necessary. Like our Honorable Chief Justice of India said that sit in my chair for a day and you will understand the pressures. We said
but I want to put some hard facts. Remember these fast-track special courts? It was a centrally sponsored scheme started in October 2019. It was set up for quick disposal of rape POCSO cases. 757 fast-track courts have been set up till December 2023. Some states like Bengal have been lax. They've only set up 3 according to the center. Fast-track courts include 411 courts exclusively for POCSO cases. More than 214,000 cases, according to the government, have been disposed. This is as per a government reply in the Lok Sabha. Rimjim, are you, as a citizen, do you have faith in the police, whether it's in Kolkata or any other part of the country or in the judicial system? Do you share the frustration that people have with these delays, tariq pe tariq?
I do share the frustration, yes, but I do feel that we have certain people put into places with responsibilities, and every time we do have to look up to them and expect a better outcome every time it comes to the question of justice. The entire movement which has started from 14th, I think it is powerful enough to put the pressure on the people who are supposed to be responsible to give us outcomes of justice, things that we can rely upon, things that we can see positively. And that is why I think
so are you looking
have the
for
option
capital?
To hope that the people who are responsible.
But Rimjim, when you do these protests in Kolkata, are you looking for systemic changes, or is it about ensuring that in this particular case justice is done in the shortest possible time?
We are looking for justice in 2 things. One, of course, that this case that has come up and every other case that has come up since 9th August, because of course it's not only about one case, that's not how the statistics come to us. All of those cases need to get the justice that they deserve through the legal procedures that are in place, however the legal authorities would think it fit. But the other kind of justice that we are also demanding are structural changes, are the systemic changes. Because if we do not discuss about gender right from our school, if we do not have transport systems at night which are safe and secure, if we do not have restrooms, if we do not have creches, if we do not have ICCs, which accordingly after the Vishakha judgment came out in 2012, after the Nirbhaya case, which also made the entire country come on the streets and demand justice for Nirbhaya, the Vishakha judgment made us have ICCs, but those ICCs do not remain partial and they have not been able to serve the kind of justice which were expected from them. So of course these kind of systemic changes are way more important.
Sure. So therefore, Miran Borwankar, it comes down to police reform, it comes down to judicial reform, it comes down to the will to ensure that those responsible for these heinous crimes are punished. The system seems overburdened. Just the number of cases per day in our courts makes it impossible to have fast-track justice in most cases. Do you see, therefore, any hope? Or will, like after the Nirbhaya case, once we moved away from Kolkata, once we moved away from Badlapur, it will be back to business as usual?
I fear that it will be back to business as usual, but I consider it the duty of any political party in power to invest in judiciary, police, very strong technical forensic backup, and good prosecution. I also feel that we should have tools like in each district, the SP and the session judge can sit together every month and decide which are the cases which have enraged the society and should be taken up on priority and finished immediately. So I feel too much of centralization that should be avoided, and rule of law should prevail, and we should not go in for instant justice.
Okay. Let me leave it there. I think there's a consensus. We don't need instant trigger happy cops to settle these cases, but we certainly need a greater commitment to ensure time-bound justice in cases like this. Free of the politics, focus on the rule of law and ensure that the legal process is not short-circuited but is truly fast-tracked. I appreciate my guests joining me here on my top talking point tonight.